It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity, and we are back in Santee for phase not 1, not 2, phase 3. And look at us go, right? You know, we completed our first couple of phases here, and our client was so over the moon. He said, let's keep going. So this pomegranate is staying. I will be cutting the dead wood out of it, but it's in really nice shape. A cute shape, produces a lot of fun fruit. Also, this little rose bush is staying. This is so gorgeous. These pomegranates in the back are suckers. The client doesn't want to access way up there, doesn't need or want them. So Omar is making quick work of them. That's also going to expose the incredible Cecil Bruner roses that are just covering this fence. This property, I came to see it for the first time in the spring when all the roses were in bloom, the Pride of Madeiras were in bloom, everything was, I was so inspired by it. So we aren't doing just cactus and succulents. There will be areas of this yard that will be more perennial in nature, and we of course will be keeping these gorgeous climbing roses. So all of the understory stuff though, weeds and whatnot will be removed. I'm going to get rid of the blue festuca. There are bulbs in here of different types that we'll be preserving because I'm here for bulbs. They come up, they say hello, and then they just sort of go away, and it's fun. So, you know, yay to the bulbs. See, we have this giant attenuata, and this is a gorgeous attenuata, isn't it? But this is the right plant in the wrong spot. I don't love the presentation of it so close to the sidewalk. So we're going to be cutting, I know, you're like, what? Yeah, we're going to be cutting this one and resetting it somewhere else. There's a bunch of babies at the base that we may, I don't know, we'll just see how it goes. We're going to take all the Shasta daisy out and all of the firewall aloe, and you know, we'll see. I'm not going to mess with this right now though, but I will be making some decisions at some point. Yeah, so we've got the middle area, yes, let's not forget this. This, under this olive tree, look at the tillandsias and the Spanish moss growing up all in the branches. It's so fun. And this is a great speckled area. It gets indirect, bright light. Succulents will love it. Remember, this is inland San Diego County. Santee gets hot. So this is going to be a fabulous place, and I'm really not limited. I mean, I don't feel like there's any succulent that won't grow under this fantastic tree.
But what are you taking into consideration?
I'm taking into consideration the current elevation. This is a little sloped. If we do get any kind of a downpour, the rain has the potential to flood phase 2 over here. So we will be taking that into consideration, as you should too, with mounding, gentle mounding and boulders to kind of reroute any potential irrigation or natural rainwater. The leaf drop is something to consider, and therefore there won't be anything sharp, you know, not cactus under here, anything where the leaves are going to stick and be really difficult to extract. So that's my consideration here. Also, I do not want to suffocate the roots of the tree, so the mounding will be minimal, you know, very minimal here. Probably just to support planting more than anything else, because there are a lot of surface roots that I don't want to disrupt. So this plastic brown edging will also be coming out. I'm not a fan. I don't like this stuff. I would rather trench and do just like we've done the edges on phases 1 and 2. Trench and bring the rock right to the edge. I just like that look a lot better. So Haley is over here making short work around this tree. We're also going to be doing the little cutout next to where Haley's working that has the rosemary in it. That'll be designed. And I love little fun, quirky areas like that. It's circles, if you will. it's challenging, right? Because it's a 360 degree presentation. So it has to be perfectly balanced without being symmetrical. Over here against the wall, not our job. We're not going to be doing anything against the fence line. Our client, Richard, has been working really, really hard himself to dig out things that he doesn't like. Lily's over here yanking out all the chrysanthemum and some of the firewall. And you can see that this gets hit with a lot of leaf drop too from this tree. Yeah. So, and there's just really very little area. Oh, well, over here, because I did get some pokies, and I'll focus the pokies likely over in this area here where they won't be in danger of getting leaves dropped. So Greg went to grab soil. The boulders have arrived. The plants from Waterwise have arrived. Matt Jones from Brea, from Jones Rare Roots, has brought some beautiful things. And yeah, we're just gonna continue on with the demo right now. Daddy's working some magic with irrigation. Go check it out.
It's just something that I'm hammering through. Yeah,
That's how we'll
I
connect
deeper. I had it at an angle, so yeah, it makes
irrigation line
sense.
through this PVC pipe.
All right, we are in the second half of our day, and I wanted to show you our progress. Greg went to the rock yard and brought in 2 yards of amended topsoil. We'll be using this for mounding. We didn't need a whole lot of soil this time for reasons which I've already disclosed, but I'll review when we get inside. We've got a couple of super bags of top dressing rock. You'll find your projects go faster if it's at all possible for you to stockpile your materials. So we got that ahead of time. We've got our rubble. This is Baja Cresta 6 to 12 inch. And we got our boulders palletized. We didn't want them dropped on the driveway. So this way they stay off the driveway. There's no danger of rolling and cracking and causing any issues. So there's our palletized boulders. I got a delivery from Waterwise Botanicals, and it's interesting. We've got a few plants here and a few plants there and some plants over here. But we talked earlier about the olive trees and all the leaf drop and detritus. So my challenge was to find things that were visually interesting, but still soft enough that for the most part, where we could, or our client could take a blower and, blow the leaves out of the plants pretty easily, or even take a real soft broom. Be careful when brooming succulents that the bristles aren't too tough, because you can scratch and damage the leaves of the plants. Here's the demo. I think there's still a little more too, but it is just absolutely appalling at how much stuff we take out of an area before install. There's more plants tucked in over there too. Then back, I told you we would take a look at the plants that Matt brought from Rare Roots, and we have a very old, very mature totem cactus. This is such a fun one because there are 0 thorns. It's just the most interesting thing. I love that. We have an aloe castanea, which is one that I don't think I've ever used this aloe before. So I'm very interested to see what kind of flower this gets. Check out these spirals. These are fat. These are some fatties here. Absolutely stinking gorgeous. We have a beautiful single aloe dichotoma and a beautiful aloe ramosissima. Matt has expanded his search too. Matt Jones knows every backyard nursery and grower in the tri-state area. But now he's also seeking out plant material from private collectors. So this Ramossissima came from a private collector. Isn't it fantastic? I think the Castanea may have as well because it came in a terracotta pot. So you know that didn't come from a, from a grower per se. So wow, yeah, thrilled with that. It looks so good, you guys. All right, so here's the, here we go. We decided to keep the rose and the pomegranate, and I'm so glad because look at this introduction into the rest of the yard. This is a mixed medium installation. We have the beautiful Cecil Bruners up there, Pride of Madeiras, moves around to the other side to more vines. We have these wonderful old olive trees. And here we are. So Lily is wrapping up, pulling out all the crap and putting it in the trailer for disposal. And the rest of the guys are helping Greg. We are in the process of digging out the existing spray irrigation, and we'll be capping because we will be running subterranean drip throughout this whole installation. A lot of this was on spray, so we're just going to go with the more efficient drip.
Our client is very excited because the spray used to cause a flood.
Yes, yes, our client has been unsatisfied with his spray because it has pooled and run amok and caused all kinds of issues. So he's very excited to convert the rest of the garden areas to the Netafim. Oh yes, and you may remember from the first video there was a Kalanchoe, it's not an orgy, but it's the Bracteosa. Yeah, it's the blue. And Hannah dug it out of here. I didn't like it here, but she moved it over here against the fence.
Oh, it's as if it's the whole head.
And isn't that so pretty over there? Don't you love it? And you can see here, Omar is, what are you doing, Omar?
Getting all detritus and roots out.
He's doing finish work. It's not enough to just shave the stuff off the top of the ground. We need to make sure that we have traced the roots of a lot of these plants and yanked them out because we don't want them to just pop back up in a month or two. So that's another thing that we do prior to bringing in soil. So once we're done with that, you can see Haley over here as well, digging up roots and just remaining pieces of plant material. We'll be installing that pre-emergent, the preen, through here as well before we start with the mounding. So I think that the weed situation should be fairly well under control from the get. Over here, Greg, he moved, we needed to get water across the pathway, so Greg drilled through, tunneled through, and extended the drip line over to the other side. So now we can run our subterranean drip all through this area too. So much progress today. I don't think that we'll get to planting, but we might get some soil moved before the end of business. We'll check in with you again tomorrow. Thank you so much for following, commenting, liking, sharing with your garden-loving friends, and subscribing to my channel. Bye, guys.